What is up, my dashing dudes and darling dames? I am the Hans TV, and welcome back to the only subreddit where the right questions gets answered. It's r/am I the asshole. Our first post for the day comes from FirmShare3. AITA for buying my 5th property rather than helping out my siblings? For context, even when I, a 44 male, was a child, I was incredibly into owning property and designing houses. I work as an architect and am doing quite well for myself. Bought my first duplex here in Germany a long time ago, where I rent out both parts. Then I own 2 houses in Italy and 1 in Spain. 2 of them are getting rented out as holiday homes, while the last one I use for vacations and rent out a room to a friend of mine. So I have a lot of passive income at the moment, but only after a lot of time and money investments and refurbishing of the houses. I rent in New York City at the moment, as my job has made me move here temporarily. My brother, a 48-year-old male, has an apartment. He has a family with 2 kids, while my wife and I are childless. They are currently looking to purchase a house that fits all of them nicely. While they have found their dream house, it's out of budget for them. Meanwhile, my wife and I are about to buy our 5th house, this time in France. It's going to be one of our largest purchases yet, significantly larger than anything else we have done. It's a great deal on the property, however, and ideally what my wife and I want to retire in. When having a family FaceTime with my siblings and parents, I brought it up. Initially very happy for me, my brother mentioned how he needs a larger home for his family, and how I should give up on this opportunity to give him money for his house and spend the rest on refurbishing their new home. I just laughed and flat out said no. This was apparently the wrong move. My entire family turned against me and starts berating me. After 10 minutes of them taking turns telling me to buy my brother a house, I said I'd think about it and left. I'm a bit of a pushover, so after talking to my wife, we agreed we could wait and buy their house and rent it out to them at no profit. Apparently, this was insulting to him, having his younger brother be his landlord, and my parents said I should just outright give him the money we have been saving. I told him to piss off and started moving forward with the paperwork on our house in France. After talking to my friends, they said I should put family first, and it's not like we are struggling for money. Now I am confused. Am I the asshole? No, you are not. Your brother is for expecting that you would buy him a house and refurbish it at no profit to him or you whatsoever. And your family is because they're trying to push you to do it. It's your money that you worked for, so they don't have any rights to that, and you shouldn't feel bad about not doing it either. Our next post comes from NabeDHD. Am I for not supporting my sister and niece in any way and not letting her live with me? Throwaway count, as my family knows my main. My sister and I are around the same age. I'm a 25 female and she, 22, never really got along. From a young age, it was clear that she was the favorite child. She got everything she asked for and more. I think it made her entitled and spoiled. I'm currently going to college and live on my own in a small 2-bedroom apartment. I won some money a while back and work besides studying, so I am pretty well off. I am not home most of the time. My sister and her kid still live with our parents. She doesn't go to work since she's a single mom. Now she's decided that she wants to go back to college, which I genuinely support, in the city I live. It's a 5-hour drive from our parents' hometown. She doesn't want to go to work and does not want to hire a babysitter. The father of the child is still in the picture and offered to take my niece in. My sister refused and said she didn't want to be separated from her child. Without even asking me, my parents and sister decided that my sister and niece would move in with me, and I would cover all costs on my own. She is already enrolled in class. They also decided she and her kid would move into my bedroom and I would sleep on the couch. I was also supposed to watch my niece. I said no. My apartment is really small, and even though I am well off, I can't comfortably support my sister and niece financially. My parents, grandparents, and other relatives all called me and screamed at me for not supporting my sister and niece. My sister is already enrolled in class. Canceling would cost a lot of money. My parents want me to pay it, since I am the reason she can't attend classes. Since then, I muted my phone and cut off all contact from my family. I talked with my friends and they called me the asshole for not supporting my sister. Am I really the asshole? Important edit. I called my father and asked about the $75,000 fee. Apparently, it isn't just a cancellation fee. The cancellation fee itself is only $10,000. My sister took out a loan worth $60,000 to pay for her books, lecture materials, and the likes. She also bought new furniture and rented a big truck for the move. She also bought new clothes and a PC. Since they can't afford to pay the loan back, plus interest, they thought by telling me it was all cancellation fee, I would pay them back out of guilt. I am pretty ticked off right now. Another edit. I go to a private and pretty expensive college. Some people DM me and asked about the money. I won about $500,000, a lot for a college student, and invested about $100,000. I paid off my student debt, which cost around $275,000. I spent some money for much needed repairs, and I need expensive equipment for my major. So about $50,000 are left. From what I understood, my sister enrolled in multiple expensive classes, and the cancellation fee would be about $75,000. Like I said, it's a private college, probably more. Second edit. Some people asked why the cancellation fee is so high. My sister enrolled in a lot of classes, twice the amount I enrolled in. She never appeared to meetings or interviews with my college. Classes have technically started for her, but has been pushed back because of the Rona. Also, my family told me the amount of money they needed to pay for a cancellation fee. Maybe they exaggerated the amount to make me feel bad, which hasn't occurred to me before. Since my college is so expensive, I believe that canceling all classes could cost about $75,000. And the final edit. My inbox is completely blowing up. Thank you to everyone who gave me advice. I probably won't respond to comments anymore since I got a notification every few seconds. Hope you all have a good day. I'm starting to see a trend here that I don't really like. Again, with the money-grabbing, free rent-having assholes trying to guilt trip you into doing things for them. If they would have said that, I would have just been like, well, that just sounds like it's not my fucking problem. Our next post comes from Frankie Orr. Am I the asshole for not sharing my lottery winnings with my ex-girlfriend? I, a 48 male, recently won the lottery. Before you congratulate me too much, it was a local state lottery and certainly not a Mega Millions or Powerball jackpot. However, it is enough to help me buy a moderately priced house and take care of my debts with enough left over to have an investment account. I don't plan on quitting my job or anything drastic. My ex-girlfriend, a 45-year-old female, broke up with me 6 weeks ago. We have been separated since February because of the lockdown. She is in a state with extreme lockdown orders, so it is impossible for me to go back. About 6 weeks ago, she called me and said it's over. She can't live like this, etc. I didn't disagree and we have been civil since. Through a mutual friend, she found out about my win. And when we talked, she called me to discuss what we were going to do with this money. I explained to her that I won after we had broken up, and she is mad at me. She also called me stupid for buying lottery tickets in the first place. Our mutual friend thinks I am, but my family thinks I'm in the right. Am I the asshole? No, OP, you most certainly are not. This girl who is calling you, who broke up with you because she couldn't handle distance, which I get, I understand, but at the same time I don't because I'm assuming y'all have been together for a while, is calling you to say, what are we doing with the money? Bitch, it's my money, fuck off. Our final post for the day comes from Asthmatic and Sad. AITA for refusing to cook for my family when my stepdad constantly makes fun of me for it? I, an 18-year-old female, love cooking when I get the chance, and like to make food from different places. Usually when I make something, I cook it for the whole family, and it makes me really happy to see them eating the food I've made, especially as I put a lot of work into it. My younger brother, who's 14, usually helps me when I cook, and it's a fun bonding activity for us. It's also worth noting that we don't cook often, and we both look forward to it. However, my stepdad has a habit of actively making fun of my hobbies, including my cooking. He has never once tried anything I've made, and makes a show of making something different, usually chicken nuggets and chips. I normally just let it go, as I understand that what I make might not be to his taste, but today was the final straw. I was sat in the next room over from him and I heard my mom telling him that my brother and I were going to cook dinner that night. He laughed and said, well, in that case, I'll just have a sandwich. I'm not eating that garbage. It's worth mentioning that he hadn't even been told what we were cooking yet. I'm getting sick of him always doing this, and I'm considering just not cooking at all anymore, because he takes all the fun out of it. Knowing how he thinks about my hobbies is really hurtful, and makes me want to stop doing it altogether. I don't know if I'm just being childish and overreacting, but would I be the a-hole if I refused to cook for the family tonight and possibly altogether? No, OP, you're thinking about it wrong. What you need to do is cook an amazing meal, something that he loves. Find out what he loves, cook that, and make only enough for you, your mom, and your brother. Do not make enough for him, and let him revel in that. That would be great. Well, alright my dashing dudes and darling dames, that is going to do it for today's episode of r/Am I the Asshole? I hope you liked the stories, and if you did, I'm going to link them down in the description below as always. And if you liked the video, subscribe, share, drop a like, and a comment down below what you'd like to see me read next. A humongous thank you to everyone who has subscribed in the past year almost. I can't believe how far we've come, and I can't wait to see where we go as a channel and as a community. And I like that y'all are always uplifting to everybody, and uplifting to me. It really makes me feel good about what I do. But with that being said, I will see you in the next video.